What's up, YouTube? This is going to be our guide on how to use Metagross in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing some competitive movesets and some fun me movesets too. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, put it below in the comment section. If you enjoy these videos, they help you out, drop a like and let's get into it. So I'm uploading a couple of videos about Metagross tonight, and I thought I'd start with a moveset guide here. So Metagross is a very, very good Pokemon. It's got some solid typing and some solid stats. Its abilities, they're nothing super special, but it's got enough, for what it needs. Now, we've got a big attack stat of 135 base, which is great. A nice defensive stat of 130, pretty reasonable special defense and alright health. The rest of its stats are kind of average. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a slow Pokemon, but it can get around that. Its abilities are Clear Body and Light Metal. So Clear Body is useful at preventing any stat drops, which are quite good for Metagross. It does rely on hitting pretty hard, and also has Light Metal too. Light Metal doesn't have too much of a bearing on Metagross, apart from some moves, say, like Low Kick or something like that. Now, the first set I'm going to have a look at here is an Agility set and a Choice Band set. I feel like they can definitely work with Metagross. Now, Agility is a good way to increase Metagross's speed, and it's very fast after a single Agility, and Metagross has very good typing and bulk, so it definitely allows you to get one of these up here. This is probably more geared towards singles, I would say, judging on the moves that I'm picking here. So firstly, we've got Meteor Mash, which is a great move. Signature move, 90 base power, 90% accuracy, and a 20% chance to raise the attacker by one stage. So that's a very useful move to have there. We've got Earthquake. Earthquake is good at covering any of those Fire-type Pokemon, Steel-type Pokemon that tend to swap into, Meteor Mash and stuff like that. And it's a great, kind of coverage move for Metagross. I also have Psychic Fangs too, so Psychic Stab. And the great thing about this, it also destroys screens as well, which is very, very useful. Probably one of the only notable ones that can probably shut this down is like Grimmsnarl, because you can't get rid of its, screens being a dark type. But apart from that, it's good at breaking some of those screens. The last move we got here is Agility, so you get a speed increase by 2. Now, I've geared this Metagross max attack and max speed, Adamant Nature, so after 1 Agility, you're virtually outspeeding almost everything. So it's very, very quick. And as I said, with its overall bulk, you can easily set this up. Now, as for items, you can run a couple of things. I like Lumberry on physical attackers. It's just great at stopping any burns or paralysis. Works well on Metagross. If you want a little bit more damage output, you can go Life Orb. That's pretty nice. You may even get a attack rise from Meteor Mash, but the initial one is going to hit very, very hard too. Or you could run something like Expert Belt. That could work. But I would say I like Lumberry or Life Orb. They're pretty nice items on there. Or you could go really, really specific if you want your Meteor Mash to hit very hard with Metal Coat. But that's probably going into a little bit more gimmicky territory there. You could run. You could also run on there. I'm trying to think of anything else that could work. You could do Covert Cloak as well. That could definitely work, because this Pokemon's not going to be going first at the start, and even if you're not running Agility, it's quite useful. So any secondary effects are going to get ignored there. So that could be a useful item whether you're playing singles or doubles too. You got Boots, but that's not really. It's not really a thing with Metagross. It doesn't really need that item. So I wouldn't bother with heavy-duty boots. Now, the other set you can run on Metagross, if you're not really worried about speed on there, you can get rid of Agility, and you can give it Choice Band. So Choice Band is a very nice item on it. So you're going to get a 1.5 times boost on the attack. Obviously, you're only locked into one move. So these are pretty nice moves on there already. I like this. So you've got a couple of options here. Sometimes I like to run Ice Punch on Metagross a lot, because it's a very, very nice move for Pokemon like Gliscor, especially Gliscor, because Gliscor tends to come in and, get its little Toxic Orb up there and threaten with Earthquake. So it's not going to like a boosted Ice Punch right in the face. And also any other Pokemon, like Dragon-type Pokemon, it's very, very effective against those. I find myself a lot Sometimes I don't use Psychic as much because sometimes the coverage can be bad and I will drop that and I'll throw in something cool like Trick. Trick can be useful as well. You can use the Metagross to shut any support Pokemon down. Say something really annoying that's stalling, Trick at a Choice Band. It's very, very nice for doing that. You can surprise someone as well. Plus, you can get rid of your item too. So you can go for other moves apart from locking yourself into there. So that's just the option you can run there. So there's an Agility set and a Choice Band set. That could definitely work. Another one you could do as well, let's put back on Psychic Fangs here, is Assault Vest. That could definitely work. Now, another move you can run in here, I haven't actually mentioned it, is Bullet Punch as well. If you want to have priority, you might want to like double up on that or get rid of Meteor Mash and give it Bullet Punch. You could do that too. But if you're running a speedy one, I would have Meteor Mash as the first move there. And if you're running something that's like kind of like slow, say I'd probably adjust the EVs for the Assault Vest one. And you could have like a tanky and bulky Metagross there. And then you could put on Bullet Punch there. So that way you can still go first with Bullet Punch and hit reasonably hard. The Terras I had on this one as well. I had Terra Ground for Earthquake. I thought that could be interesting. You could also have Terra Steel too. So Terra Ground's good for getting around any Fire-type Pokemon. Another one you could have there as well as a defensive could be Terra Water. That could work nicely too. You could even put on... You could even go Terra Blast Water on there, so that could be another one that works too. So yeah, you got a couple of options there, or you could even do Terra Blast Fire too, to any incoming fire moves. The only problem with that is you are running the risk of being weak to ground too. You're still weak to ground even if you go Terra, so you just bear that one in mind there. Stella's kind of interesting too. You could have Stella. But I think it's sort of outclassed by the other ones I've already mentioned. Next sort of set here we've got is more of a bulky Metagross. So we've got a little bit of support in there with Stealth Rock. This is probably a lot more geared towards singles. Stealth Rock isn't so good in doubles. It's a bit slow. But if there's a lot of momentum, like quite a momentum team, it can work quite well there if you want to give that a try. But you are, wasting a little bit by, a turn or so, or setting that up. So Metagross also runs an effective heavy slam set because it's such a bulky Pokemon. In terms of weight, it weighs a lot. So heavy slam is going to do a lot of damage, especially to lighter targets and stuff like that. We've also got Stealth Rock, Earthquake for coverage, and I've put Explosion on there too. So maybe you've set your Stealth Rock up, you've done a bit of damage to Heavy Slam, Metagross's health is getting a little bit low, you feel like, all right, I'm just going to do a big dent in damage. Maybe there's an incoming, there's a Pokemon that's incoming that you're not going to do that much damage to, but you can go for Explosion and really hurt them. You've got Terra Normal Explosion, and you've got Normal Gem on top of that too. So that's going to be doing a ton of damage. Even with that big base power of 250, and Metagross has a lot of attack too. Even with no attack EVs, it will do a lot of damage there. But yeah, that's a way I would run Metagross as well. Obviously, we're going clear body on virtually all these more competitive sets because it's just superior. Maybe Light Metal could possibly work on this set because it's going to be a normal type and it's weak to low kick, but that's probably one of the only situations that's going to be actually, useful on those sort of things. So, a couple of sets there with Metagross. Let's have a look at some doubles and VGC styles sets there, if you like playing doubles and stuff. So, this is kind of similar, but it's a little bit different. So, first one we're looking at is more of a bulky Metagross here, and we've got Psychic Fangs, we've got Bullet Punch, so we're making use of having priority and being tanky at the same time, and we've got Stomping Tantrum too, so we're sort of switching up Earthquake for Stomping Tantrum, so in case, of whatever we're versing there or our ally, we can sort of target one and not get powered down or anything like that. And also, it could be useful with a move failing too, so doubling that base power and giving good coverage against fire-type Pokemon and stuff like that too, rock-type Pokemon. The other move I give that is Protect, so you can, Protect is always a useful scouting move there that can be nice. You could slide Explosion onto there as well. Explosion could work, but we're running a weakness policy set, so we sort of want to make use of these moves instead of just like blowing up. So yeah, weakness policy here. So if we get hit by a super effective move, if it's a physical move like an earthquake or something like that, Metagross has a good chance of living that. So then you can fire off a pretty powerful move there. So you can go for a Terra type Steel Bullet Punch. So you'll be going first. You've got weakness policy already, so you're going to be doing a lot of damage. And you can go from there. Ability opposite, we're running Clear Body on this too. Another version of Metagross you could run is an Assault Vest set. Works very, very nicely. It's very, very tanky on the special side. It allows it to live those special hits a little bit better than what it would before. So Heavy Slam, Psychic Fangs, Ice Punch, and Explosion. So a little bit more support style, and we've got Explosion doing a lot of damage. You could actually couple this with a Pokemon with Protect or Telepathy ability, so it won't affect them. That could work rather nicely, doing some huge damage. And yeah, we've got Ice Punch there. Ice Punch is quite good for stuff like Landorus, any Pokemon like that. And then we've got Psychic Fangs and Heavy Slam. So that's pretty much the set. Sort of the same build there. I like running bulky on Metagross in doubles. I feel it works better. And yeah, it's difficult to set up an agility. Most of the time, you're not going to have a chance to. So I feel like agility works better in singles, and agility sweeper can work in singles, whereas doubles, you want to build tanky on Metagross. It works very nicely for that. So that's how I go about building a Metagross set. Now, to say one thing here as well, if you're running a Trick Room team, this could absolutely work as well, but you might want to swap a few things up here. Firstly, you want to give it Brave Nature. And actually, this is a good example here, my next set here. Let's have a look at this one. So this is Trick Room Salt here. It's a little bit of fun, but it could still work. So we've got Metagross here. Now, this could work in singles or doubles. So we've got Max Health, Max Attack, Brave Nature. We've got 0 IVs and Speed. Now, you'd have another opposing Pokemon, an ally Pokemon that's going to be setting up Trick Room, or has before, like Indeedee or something like that. And then you've got that Trick Room going. So once you swap it in there, you've got Room Service, which is going to drop your speed by 1 stage. Or if you don't want to do that, you could get rid of Hone Claws here. It's a boosting attack, and give it Hammer Arm. That could be another idea of dropping its speed if you want to free that up and give it like Assault Vest or something like that. That could be another way. So there's quite a couple of options there. So you've got, on this set, I've given it Hone Claws. Hone Claws is going to increase its attack and accuracy. And we've got Zen Headbutt. Now, Zen Headbutt has a 20% chance to flinch. We've also got Meteor Mash, so we've got 90% accuracy, so that's going to be increased as well. So we've got all these 90% accuracy moves here, and we've got Rock Slide as well. So that's going to be useful. So it's going to boost all of the accuracy on those 90% moves, which is going to be very useful to land your attacks over and over instead of missing, right? Now, I've given this one Terra-type Rock, and I've given it Rock Slide too. So under the Trick Room, you can be going first, and you can be spamming Rock Slide. That could work very, very nicely. And, say the Trick Room's going to end or something like that, you could simply like reset it up. Matter of fact, you could even do Protect on this. And then the turn, say, one of the Pokemon sets up Trick Room again, you could just Protect off and then start attacking again. I'll be doing I'll recommend some teammates and stuff in a second too. Another fun set I've got. This is more of a fun set here. So most of the time, you're not going to ever consider looking at Metagross on the special side, but it does get 95s, which isn't... it isn't all that bad. I've seen much worse, stats than that. So Metagross gets Steel Beam, which is a crazy powerful move with 140 base power. And it also gets Psychic and Psyshock. So I thought I could make a fully special set here with Choice Spec. So you're firing off Steel Beams. You've got Psyshock as well. So if you come across like a special defensive wall, you can go for Psyshock. And you do the damage based on the defense, not the special defensive stat. And I've got Terra Blast Fire as well, so I'm not walled by any Steel-type Pokemon. Lastly, we've got Trick on there as well, so we can trick a Choice Specs off onto an annoying support Stolly Pokemon and, fire off a couple of Steel Beams after that. Obviously, a very, very gimmicky set, but super fun to use there. Let's have a look at some teammates and some discussion on how you go about it. Say if you're struggling to beat Metagross or you want some teammates for it. A good teammate that I would use... Let's go doubles here. So I was thinking Landorus would be quite a good partner for Metagross because it's going to be getting around any of those pesky fire-type Pokemon that definitely threaten Metagross. So that would be definitely a good Pokemon to have on your team there. So say things like that would normally threaten a Metagross, stuff like Heatran. Heatran does have to watch out for Earthquake though. I will say that. Sometimes it's got like Air Balloon and Shuka Berry and stuff like that, or it's just going to simply outspeed Metagross. So yeah, Heatran. Another probably a better example could be Archaludon. Archaludon has got stamina as well, so that can be a real pain for Metagross after a while. So that's another encounter, but Landorus will be pretty good against that. Initially, it's going to be hitting a lot harder. And, of course, Incineroar as well. Probably one of the best counters to Metagross. Metagross still has Earthquake, though, but Incineroar... it is immune to Incineroar's Intimidate, but still Flare Blitz is going to do a lot of damage to it. So you find some of the time you'll go for... if you've got Terra Water on your Metagross, that'll help out against stuff like Incineroar that threatens to take you out. Or Incineroar just use Fake Out on Metagross and then have like an opposing Pokemon. There could be a Sun team as well. Do a lot of damage there. So some other Pokemon you could have on team... I'm thinking another nice one would probably be like some hyper offensive Pokemon like Fluttermane. Fluttermane's good on every team, obviously. So you got Fluttermane and probably something like Rillaboom would be good as well. So sort of like rounding your team off there with some pretty hyper offensive Pokemon that are bulky and Rillaboom bulky and fast as well. I've done a guide on Rillaboom and Fluttermane if you want to check them out. We won't go too much of them, but there's some pretty good Pokemon there. So Rillaboom especially, because a Pokemon like Metagross can struggle against bulky water Pokemon too, whereas Rillaboom can easily deal with those. So, Grassy Surge, Grassy Glide, that can deal with them very, very well. So if you think of like some bulky water Pokemon like Dondozo, that's a pain. That's an absolute pain. So something like Dondozo, it can tank Meteor Mash. Earthquake's going to do donkeys. Those sort of things there. If you got any boost up from Meteor Mash, Unaware is going to come into effect. So that sort of works out quite well there. Another Pokemon that you could use as well, I'm thinking, is Ursaluna. Blood Moon, that could get around some of those Fire-type Pokemon too. So that's an option for you to use too. Especially Earth Power is going to be doing lots of damage to those annoying Fire-type Pokemon. Let's have a look here at some more stuff for Metagross, some other movesets we could look at. But it is a very good Pokemon, and it's been a very good Pokemon ever since it was out, right? So status moves, we've gone over Agility, so you can use Agility Metagross, which can be nice, mid-late game sweeper. I've gone over Home Claws. That is a possible way of increasing his attack. Iron Defense. Now, I don't believe this gets body... It actually does get body press, so I better mention this set. So this is another way you can run it. Now, Metagross has a fat defensive stat. It's almost as good as its attack, right? So you could build a really defensive set here. Metagross has good typing and great bulk. So even just having it as a bulky defensive wall, firing off body presses could be rather good there, right? So that could be effective. If you want recovery, you could maybe pop on Rest and Chesto. That could work. And then you got body press, and then you could, say you're walled by Ghost or something like that, you could just pop on like Heavy Slam. That could work as well, or Meteor Mash. So you've got like an all-rounded set there that's going to do some good damage. You could even go for like Terra Fighting as well. So that would do a lot of damage after a couple of Iron defenses, and it'd be very, very bulky on the defensive side. You just have to watch out for powerful special attackers because they would rip through that set pretty nicely. Another move to consider as well on Metagross that I was just thinking about is this new move called Hard Press. So Hard Press is a physical move, which is great for Metagross. Obviously, it's got more power, to the more health the opponent has got left. So it's good, but the only problem is if you don't feint it, it gets weaker over time. So you might have a build like this. So you've got like hard press, do an insane amount of damage. Oh, they just live, die a tiny bit. Then you could finish them off with bullet punch. So you could go like a sweeping set here, or even a... Actually, I'd go bulky because you've got bullet punch. So let's say we've got adamant nature. You can just put the last 4 EVs wherever, right? So you've got hard press. Actually, we'll go assault vest. I don't mind this. So this could be a useful. So hard press and bullet punch. So you're doing lots of damage to hard press, and then you finish him off with bullet punch if they do just live. Because obviously if the opponent has a small amount of health left, a hard press isn't going to do very much damage. So you sort of got that. I'd be inclined to put Earthquake on this set as well, or Stomping Tantrum if you're running doubles. So that gives you good coverage, and you could I have Terra Steel for hard press, and then you've got something like you've either got Ice Punch as an option there, or you've got Psychic Fangs or something like that. So that could be a useful move as well. And hard press hits very hard, very, very hard. I have tried that one out before. All right, back to having a look at some of the status moves. I thought I'd mention that. It can be an effective screener with Light Screen. In Light Clay, you could do that. It's already got a good defensive stat already. And Reflect, you go like Light Screen, Reflect, a Light Clay, Heavy Slam, and I don't know, Stealth Rock or something like that. You could, or Explosion. You could even do something like this, like Reflect, Light Screen, Light Clay. So that could set them up like easy peasy. I'd have that. You could even run that special defensive because it's got some nice like overall bulk there. And most people expect it to be defensively bulky, so it could be like deceiving there. So you've got a lot more special defense then. So you've got Reflect, Light Screen, and then you got Explosion on there, and then you've got like Heavy Slam. So that could be a good like utility screen set. I would definitely feel that would work nicely at setting some screens up for your team. Probably more geared towards singles for sure. But yeah, that could definitely work there if you wanted to do that. Metagross is such a versatile Pokemon too. It can do so many different things. But yeah, we've gone over some of this. We've got Trick, which can be a very handy. It also has Gravity too, which is kind of interesting. If you're into running Gravity teams, it's kind of a niche, but this sort of might allow you to land Meteor Mashes 100% of the time, not worry about missing anything, or like Zen Headbutt or whatever like that. It does get Magnet Rise. It's more gimmicky, but if you can predict a ground type move coming, and if you're going to go first, it can be somewhat useful as well. Now, looking at its physical moves here, so we've gone over Body Press already. Body Slam, Brick Race, nothing super special there. Bullet Punch, a great priority move as well. Allows the slow Pokemon to go first. We've got Earthquake, we've got Explosion, great moves on there. Hammer Arm, good for a Trick Room set, good for hitting Steel-type Pokemon. Heavy Slam, great for Pokemon like, say, like Hydrapple and stuff like that. We got Ice Punch, which is great for stuff like Gliscor and Landorus and things like that. It does have Iron Head. Now, you could run an Iron Head flinch set as well. I'll adjust this. I actually want to adjust this set. That would be my complete flinching set, and that's pure Assault. I've run that before, and it's pretty good because a lot of the time you will get a flinch. So, yeah, give that a try then. I just had to, I don't know why I didn't have that on there before, but yeah, that's my flinching set. It's more fun to use. Obviously you're not always going to get a flinch, but it's pretty fun. We got Knock. It does get a Knockoff as well, which can be handy for a bit of coverage. More of a coverage move, removing an item and such like that. Meteor Mash, we've gone over that. Psychic Fangs, Rock Slide. It does get Stone Edge for a Fire-type Pokemon, but it is kind of shaky when you've already got Earthquake and Rock Slide. Thunder Punch can be good for bulky waters, but it doesn't have a lot of base power, so you can sometimes fall really short if they're very tanky like Dondozo. Trailblaze is a way to boost its speed, so if you don't want to run Agility, say that Agility set, if you don't want to run Agility on there, you could potentially run that. But bear in mind, one Trailblaze is not going to outspeed too many Pokemon. We've got Airways, nothing super amazing there. Gyro Ball could work on a trick, on say something like a Trick Choice Band set, or a Brave Zero IVs or something like that. And yeah, Stomping Tantrum good for doubles. So that's pretty much it for its physical moves there. Let's have a look at its special moves. So it does get Expanding Force, which is pretty cool, but it gets Meteor Beam, which is kind of nice. So you might be able to do something like Power Herb and Meteor Beam. I've done a few sets like this before, so it is a way of increasing its special attack. You could do something like Trick Room on it, so Quiet Nature. Let's pump that 0 IVs in speed. And then you got like some cool stuff like Expanding Force. We've got Psychic. It gets Sludge Bomb. I have no idea why it gets Sludge Bomb and Grass Knot there. It's such strange moves there. Like, if you forgot your Steel type move or something like that, I have no idea, right? Absolutely no idea why it gets that, or Grass. If someone knows why they get that move, maybe it's some, like, crazy Pokedex entry I've never read, but I don't know why it gets Grass Knot. I don't know, or Sludge Bomb. It makes no sense. So go get that Terra Poison or Stellar onto that. And yeah, so we got Meteor Beam, Expanding Force. What else would be good? Psychic Noise is interesting because you can stop any stalling, but yeah, Icy Wind could be interesting. And you've also got Learns Mud Slap as well. And yeah, you could give it something like Shadow Ball, I guess, for like opposing Ghost type Pokemon. That might work. But man, it's pretty rough with a special set. With Metagross, it's just so outclassed with its physical. But super cool Pokemon. I've always liked Metagross. It's very versatile. It's always going to be a great Pokemon in your team. Like whatever team you have, you can always slot this in. And it can either be a really bulky offensive Pokemon, it can be speedy and fast with agility, or it could be just a tanky and support, and whatever role you can fill on your team. You could run it on a sand team as well, like with Tyranitar and stuff. That works very, very well on those style of teams. And yeah, Tyranitar and Metagross work pretty well too, because Tyranitar can tank some of those fire type moves. You just have to sort of watch out for any ground type moves. But yeah, I think I've gone on enough there about Metagross. If you like this video, if you found it informative, let me know in the comment section. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover that I haven't covered yet, check out the playlist. If it's not there, put it below. I'm sort of focusing on fully evolved stuff first. That does include legendaries and everything like that. So let me know. I'm sort of just going through some random Pokemon and doing them as I please. Maybe we'll get through all of them one day, but thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, maybe you want to like the video and subscribe. I've got lots of more of these coming, and lots of other content too, lots of other battle content and such. All right, that's it, people. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.